Hi everyone, it's Marie here. So I'm here today for Lottie Loves Paper, and this process video is for the Lottie Loves Paper National Scrapbooking Day layout sketch hop. So you saw the sketch just pop up there, and that's the one I'll be following. And there is a challenge in the group for you to join in with the sketch as well, with prizes, and then there are also prizes for if you go along and you comment on all of the videos in the hop. All of the links to either the videos themselves or to the channels of the design team are all, and I think a couple of guest designers as well, are all in the description box below. So like I said, I am obviously following this sketch. I'm using a cut file from Peartree cut files, the Geotags Polaroid, and I'm also using this gorgeous collection from Coco Vanilla Studios, which is the Sunkiss collection, their newest collection. I decided, I saw Essie do this a while ago, another one of our design team, use this a similar stencil, if not the same, it might be the same stencil. And I thought, oh yes, that would look perfect in the background on this beautiful ombre paper. This is my favourite ever paper. And I decided I would put 3 sections of it on in a kind of diagonal. I didn't want it all over the page. But this texture paste that I'm using is transparent gloss, so it dries completely clear. So it would just hopefully look like a lovely shimmer in the background. Now I'm going to move on, and I'm going to use some of these Polaroids here to create shaker pockets. So I'm going with a kind of watery theme. The photographs I'm scrapping of my son in a gardens of a castle where they had like loads of water features that were interactive, and you could go and play in them and run under them and put your hands in them and look through the water falling. And it's a beautiful place. So I've been wanting to scrap these photographs for ages, but there's so many of them that I needed a layout like this so that I could put lots on the same page. So I decided to use 3 photographs and then create 3 shaker pockets with the other 3 Polaroid frames. I'm using glossy accents and just a piece of clear acetate there to create the front of the shaker pocket. I am using a Sharpie just to mark out how big I need it to be, and then glossy accents to stick it down, just because glossy accents is so super sticky. You get a nice strong bond there with the plastic. The next step on from this is to cut little fine strips of foam. I just use cheap children's craft foam that's adhesive on one side, and I'm going to line all the way around the outside of each of the frames. I'm taking particular care on the ones that are going to have sequins in, and the ones that aren't, I end up just doing really quickly and just putting little bits here and there on those. They don't need as much care taking, I suppose, because they don't need to house those sequins. You can see the sequins up in the top right corner of the screen. I'm going to do lovely bluey coloured ones. Yep, so just popping around, making sure there's enough bits on, and then cutting some extra because I don't have enough. I cut a really thin strip there to go along the bottom underneath the little geotag holes, just to make sure that you couldn't see the foam. I don't like to see it kind of sticking out. You don't really want it there. It's not one of the bits you want to see. So I'm going to do exactly the same now for the other one. I think this is the one I've got. So there's 2 shaker pockets on one of the sets of 3, and there's 1 shaker pocket on the other set of 3. So just making sure there's plenty all the way around the outside. I have a separate pair of scissors that I use for this foam as well, because I do get a little bit of the adhesive on the scissors, and I don't want to end up kind of stuck with that. So that's where they're going to go. And now to do this, all I'm doing is tipping the sequins onto the layout in the right place. You always get a few that move around because they're very static. But quite happy with that positioning. I'm then again going to use glossy accents to go all the way around the outside of the frame, and with no gaps at all, to seal that onto the page. And there's the shaker pocket. You can do this by adding a second layer of acetate behind before sticking things down if you want, but I find it easier just to stick it straight to the layout. And you can see that beautiful texture paste has dried clear, and it just gives that kind of shimmery effect in the background. So you'll be able to see a little bit in the middle, a little bit down to the right hand side and up to the top left as well. So there's my 3 shaker pockets. The other thing I love about glossy accents is how quickly it dries. So I never intended on using the photographs and like kind of mounting them behind the Polaroid frames. I was always going to have them just tucked in. So they weren't done, they weren't like regular. They were just kind of all a bit higgledy-piggledy, and to give lots of texture and interest on the page. So you can see there, in playing in the different water features. It was the summer when we had an amazing August, and August was so warm, and we'd gone on holiday and we just had the best weather. And ordinarily, kind of that sort of time of year, you might not be able to come out in shorts and t-shirts and need sun cream, but we did every single day, which was amazing. And it was right at the end of August as well, so it was beautiful. So playing around now with the floral ephemera pack from the Sunkissed collection. That sunshine has got to go up at the top there. So I'm just going to have lots of little florally bits poking out from the 3 photographs. Just playing around with those. I think I'm happy with that. So just going to pop little bits of glue, wet glue, on the end of each piece of ephemera or just in the middle of the flowers, and placing them on. I do prefer to use wet glue with ephemera just because then you can slide things in and you can move them around and fiddle with them a bit just before the glue dries. But personal preference. Got that little tab up there on the one of the frames and then the sunshine on the other. So just lots of bits and pieces of ephemera being stuck down. And then I'm putting the middles on the geotags on the shaker pocket frames only, because there's not anything behind the other ones, and I quite like the fact that some of them have got the dots in and some of them haven't. Gives it a bit more interest. Just going to play now with some of the clear stickers. Got some lovely little hearts, and I do wonder about putting anything else, but I think I put those down in the end. And then I go for some of these typed phrases instead. So stay cool, having so much fun, and I think I choose one more. Oh, summer holiday, that one. And then I'm using these, I think these are Vicky Booting from not the current collection, from the previous collection from my stash. And I choose 3 of the phrases and they just fit perfectly in those frames. And they're not in your face titles, they're very subtle on top of the shakers, but I really like the appearance of those. Find another couple of stickers that I want to pop on as well. And then I'm going to use a little geotag perspective from Bramble Fox as well. I do wonder for a while whether I'm going to go with the black one, but in the end I do go with the white one. And a bit more glossy accents to stick that down. And then I found a few more labels and I decide I need another one as well. So a couple of them are like the cardstock die cuts and one of them was a sticker. So just played around with those and put one of those on each photograph as well. Now I'm just going to take a little bit of Liquitex acrylic ink in white. I'm just rolling it between my hands to mix it all up again and using just a paintbrush to pop a few splatters on, just to break up that heavy colour in the back. I mean, I love it, it's absolutely stunning, but I just wanted to break it up a little bit. So just a few white splatters, for me, always softens things. I put splatters, I think, basically on every page I do. And then I decide, I think I'm going to get some thread out and just do a few twiddles of thread tucked in behind the floral clusters that I've got. And there we have it. Oh, I think, oh no, I don't. I'll go back in with some more sequins once I've unclogged my glossy accents again. So a few more sequins just dotted around, just the odd one or two to kind of bring it all together with them being in the shaker pockets. Just a few extra little pieces. I do love a little bit of sparkle on a layout. And there we go. That's my layout. Thank you ever so much for watching. Do head down to the description box and have a look at everybody else's videos. And do head on over to the Lottie Loves Paper Facebook group where you'll find details of the challenge to watch all of the YouTube videos and you'll find the sketch itself that you can join in within, and an album that you can put your entries into as well. And there are prizes, so definitely head on over if you haven't done already. Hope you've had a wonderful National Scrapbooking weekend, and I will see you again in the next one. Bye for now.